Okay, so let us solve a question in chemistry, more concept, calculation involving chemical equations. So I have a question for you here. What mass of zinc oxide is needed to neutralize 6.3 grams of dilute nitric acid dissolved in water? Now, for you to solve this equation, you have to follow these steps. Step 1, write a balanced chemical equation. Step 2, calculate the moles for a known substance. Step 3, write the mole ratio for a substance to be found. Then you find the moles for a substance which have been asked. Then the last one is finding the mass or volume or concentration depend with the question. So in this case, we will be finding the mass since the question demands for mass. So what mass of zinc oxide is needed to neutralize 6.3 grams of dilute nitric acid? So we follow the first step, we write the balanced chemical equation. So this will be zinc oxide plus nitric acid to produce zinc nitrate plus water. So zinc oxide plus zinc nitrate to produce zinc nitrate and water. Now you need to balance the equation. This is solid in terms of the state symbols. That is aqueous. That's a liquid. So when balancing, we have to make sure the atoms which are here are equal to the atoms on the right side of the equation. So we have one zinc. We also have one zinc there. We have when balance, we follow steps. We balance metals, non-metals, oxygen, then hydrogen at the end of the day. Then nitrogen here we have one, nitrogen there we have two. So this two is for everything inside the bracket. So to balance, we put a 2 in front of this compound with nitrogen. So we have 2 nitrogen there. Oxygen, we have 2 times 3, 6, plus this one 7. Oxygen there 2 times 3, 6, plus there 7. Hydrogen 2, hydrogen 2. So that's a balanced chemical equation. We are done with step 1. Step 2, calculate the mole for a known substance. A known substance is a substance whose mass is given. So in this case, we have been given the mass of nitric acid. So we need to calculate the number of moles for nitric acid. So we use the formula mole is equals to mass of a substance over the molar mass, the molecular mass. Now mass, we know it is 6.3, but the molar mass we need to find it. So we write the formula for nitric acid. Now to find the molar mass, you have to add the total masses of these atoms present in the compound. So here we have 3 atoms of oxygen times the mass number from your periodic table of oxygen is 16. Then we have 1 atom of nitrogen times the mass number which is 14. Then we have 1 atom of hydrogen plus the mass number which is 1 is equals to 48. 3 times 16 is 48. Then we have 14 which is equals to 1. When you add those 3 numbers on your calculator, we will get 63. So mole is equals to mass, which is 6.3 grams over 63 grams per mole. Okay, so grams goes. We have mole is equals to 63 into 6.3. On your calculator will give you 0.1 mole of nitric acid. We are done with step 2. We have calculated the number of moles for the known substance. So step 3, write the mole ratio for a substance to be found. So we write the mole ratio for a substance which have been asked and the substance whose number of moles we have found. So which will be zinc oxide to nitric acid. Zinc oxide to nitric acid. Then get the molarity or the numbers which are in front of these compounds in a balanced chemical equation. So the number in front of zinc oxide is 1, the number in front of nitric acid is 2. Then we have to compare the number of moles. For nitric acid we have is 0.1, but for zinc oxide we don't have, we can put n letter like X. So this is also in step 4, because we need to find the number of moles for the substance asked. So for us to find this X, which is the number of moles for zinc oxide, we have to cross multiply, which will give you 2 times X, 2x, which is equals to 0.1. Now you divide by 2, even there over 2, this one goes, x is equals to 0.05 moles of zinc oxide. Now that we have found the number of moles for a substance which have been asked, we can now calculate the mass for zinc oxide. We can calculate mass for zinc oxide. So using the same equation, the same formula, we have moles. Now this time is for zinc, is equals to mass of a substance over the molar mass of zinc oxide. We know the number of moles for zinc oxide is 0.05 moles, but we don't know the mass, is the one we want, and we can calculate the molecular mass of zinc oxide. So to find the molecular mass of zinc oxide, we have 1 atom of oxygen times the mass number 16. We have 1 atom of zinc times the mass number, which is 65. Now when you add these two numbers, 16 plus 65, when you calculate them, you are getting 81. So the molecular mass of zinc oxide is 81. So to find the mass of zinc oxide, we say number of moles for zinc oxide, which is 0.05, which is equals to mass, the one we want. So mass over the molecular mass, which is 81. Then you say divide this one by 1, raise it as a fraction, and cross multiply, which you have mass of the substance is equals to 0.05 times 81. So the answer I found there times 0.05, which is giving us 4.05 grams of zinc oxide. So these are series of steps we need to know when calculating or doing the calculation of which involves the chemical equation. So when calculating the number of moles, or it could be volume, mass, volume, concentration, we have to follow the steps. Once you master these steps, it becomes easy for each and every question. Write a balanced chemical equation, calculate the number of moles, the mole ratio, number of moles for a substance which has been asked, then calculate later on either mass, volume, or concentration. Okay, so we are done with this question. Now what you can do is subscribe, share the video, like it, and leave comments in the comment section below. I'll be glad to reply to your comment. Have a good day.